Hello everyone, welcome. Hopefully you guys are all doing well. Alright, my webcam finally works now. I spent the last like 15 minutes trying to figure out what the heck was going on with that. But seems to be all fixed. Alright. What is it to do? Is quickly run battle mage bosses, just some easy ones, and we're back on the Kanna grind. Because I would have done everything. What's my legion nowadays? It's 10k. It's been stuck at 10k for a while. Run that Zen on Black Mage? I'll need to wait for JH. Once he's strong enough, then I'll run with him. Is it 280 at this point? Not quite. It's getting there, but not quite. Yeah, not today. But soon, soon, soon. He just needs traces. True. Honestly, if my Xenon gets a badge, it's pretty massive though. On the off chance I get a badge. Do enough C10Es and solos to make up for the 6 Enlomians. Honestly, cutting out Enlomians from your weeklies, it's quite nice. Oh, I forgot to buy a drop coupon. I knew I'd forget something. Let's grab a drop coupon. I want to ask if you know where Wobblop is when you play full graphics. Well, first off, thanks for the 6 months. Second off, no, I do not know where my character is. Usually when I play full graphics on any of my characters, it's kind of just a guessing game. It's a kind of a fun guessing game, but it's fine. I think all of my characters like that though. I think it doesn't help that for Blaze Wizard and for some other characters, the color scheme is very similar, like the palette of your class. For Corsair, Cannon Master, and Blaze Wizard, I do actually find it kind of difficult to play with full graphics on certain bosses, because you just can't see anything. Like, it's pretty awful on Lotus, it's pretty awful on Adversary. Because the background colors and the skill colors are pretty similar. We had a Kanna for Hyperbird. Do you rule out the secondary or full send it? I would probably just full send one at a time to 21 and then see how I feel, personally. You probably don't need to rush going for 22 secondary unless you have a lot of them spare. Nothing wrong with taking it easy on that. I kind of sent mine to 22 the first time, and then I made the terrible decision to tap my 22 to 23, and now I'm stuck at 21 again. I think, realistically though, if you get a 22 secondary or 21 secondary, you can keep it there for a long time. I know there's like technically... Yeah, 22 is like a reachable number, for sure. But I honestly don't really see the point in doing that unless you're just wasting money for fun. Because I know some players have more money than they can use sometimes. I'm kind of in that spot where like I don't have that many things to use my money on. So I spent it on that secondary, but I wouldn't even like consider pushing the secondary to the point where rouletting is necessary. Technically, if you wanted to main a Kanna, it's like more efficient to like 25 an arcane one, like before the Astra secondary, but I don't know. I don't think it's that big of a deal. The overall cost will be the same. The repair cost is going to be 1 bill. I don't think it makes much of a difference. Thank you. Wait, actually, is the Astra secondary a 250 item, or is it a 200 item? I guess if it's 250, it would be cheaper to do the arcane weapon. Or rather, the arcane secondary. But yeah, regardless though, it's like not that big of an issue. I'd say with yours, I would just send it to 21 and then see how I feel. No need to rush. And then on event, if you have a lot of spares and you're feeling up for it, you can tap it to 22. I don't think rouletting's that necessary though. Unless you had a second secondary that was legendary and you happen to get a better pot. In which case, then yeah, you can just sort of roulette it. Hello, Amon. Thank you for the hydrate. Alright. Hello, Trance. How you doing? I almost pressed my origin out of habit. Oh, thank you for the Prime sub. Appreciate it. Baits me every time. Just see a giant thing at the top of my my Twitch thing. It says the hype train. Always like gets me. I can't help it, but I always like, you know, I'm always looking at chat, and then if I don't for a while, I just like check on my peripheral when things like move around, right? And that thing baits me every single time I see it. I appreciate you guys. Am I logged into my Kanna? Yeah, I'm gonna finish up my weeklies on my Battle Mage, and then I'll be jumping on the Kanna. If you're still around when I jump on my Kanna, probably will take me maybe another 20-25 minutes to get everything done. I can go through my key bindings if you like to look. Yeah, funny thing actually, Tilda, I'm just looking at my YouTube chat, I saw you said something about him not giving me Sacrosanctity. He actually didn't really know how it worked. So the reason why I died in Gloom, because I thought he turned off Sacrosanctity, it was just his Divine Echo skill running out. I think that's the thing that gives both players the buffs. So just by sheer coincidence, that buff ran out. And I died. Very unfortunate. Let's speak of the devil. Hello, JH. I think Shadow's a good class. I think it's a pretty good class. I've only heard good things about Shadower. Outside of like having to do the whole meso weaving thing, which I don't know very much about, I think that the class seems pretty solid. Oh my god, I've seen so many ring boxes today. It's the wrong character though. I need this on my Kanna. Please, my Kanna is begging for a raw. Oh, actually, speaking of drops, my Corsair has an emblem now. I'm so happy. Corsair is now 7 set. 8 set with belts. I just need to wait for my pity to come back. Spend. It's already 2 lines of attack, 1 line of all stat. I actually hit 2 lines of attack, 1 line IID really quickly, but then I realized that the IID is not that important. So I just used the leftover bright cubes I had, and then I got 2 lines attack, 1 line all stat. Because I don't think that IAD does that much for my Corsair. I might be wrong, but I feel like I have too much IAD. Because I'm not doing any bosses that require more IAD. You can make me spend. It's worthwhile though. It's already a good emblem. What do I have to gain? Nothing to gain. Line your Demon Avenger's weapon. That is crazy work, dude. That is crazy work. Come on, give me a belt. Belt, 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 belt. Belt. Ooh, box. Twilight Mark. Alright. I should have done Saren first, actually. Rookie mistake. Alright, let me grab a Serums. Would you recommend Battle Mage, Shade, or Dawn Warrior as a main? Well, I've only played Battle Mage out of the 3, so I would recommend Battle Mage. Definitely not biased. Not biased at all. But like, jokes aside, I wouldn't know which one would be a better one, but I do genuinely really enjoy the way that Battle Mage plays. I think that the movement of the class feels so clean, and the training of it has been, you know, significantly improved since I trained it. So I actually kind of rate Battle Mage pretty highly. The only downside of Battle Mage is that it does have a bit of a flat damage profile outside of its origin. What I mean by that is, like, its burst isn't, like, super significant compared to the rest of its damage. Feels a lot more like a DPM style class. It does still have a burst. It's not as bad as, like, say, Mechanic. At least not in my experience. This class definitely shines every 6 minutes, though, for sure. Love the vibes of Battle Mage? Yeah, me too. I like the aesthetic, the color scheme, and the feel of the origin. I don't know if that makes sense. Just whenever I press the origin, it makes me feel happy. Oh. The alter change? Yeah, the alter change is really good. Makes the class a lot cleaner to play. I still have my own grievances with it. The fact that it can't be put into skill sequence is a little bit annoying, because it's like, it's got a bit of an animation. Especially when you do bosses like Saren. She moves around a lot, so you find yourself like constantly replacing the summon. Like, you can try to catch her in like this midpoint, for example. See where I've got her. She's mostly standing on top of the thing. But it's still a little bit annoying for some bosses. I guess this is why, like, you ideally want to try to keep her in the corner so she's not moving around too much. Can't help it sometimes, though. Uh-oh. I'm cooked. How many Hexa frags do I invest in my characters? I want to say by the time they hit 275, they've probably got about 2,000 frags invested. Or thereabouts. Because I grind a lot on the characters. The ones that are 270, probably closer to about 1,000 at most. My Xenon is a bit of an anomaly though, because I farmed a lot on it back in the day. Don't fall for the shining? Nah, I want to tap my stuff. I want to tap my stuff. Is that 4,000? I don't think it's at 4,000. It's definitely higher than like most 270s. I don't think it's 4,000. As long as they're not booming last copies, yeah, that's my thought process as well. I'm just gonna tap things until it's down to the last copy. I'm not gonna cope too much on like the changes. It's 9k frags? I don't think so. Come on, man. If I had 9k frags, that's more than my Cannon Master. Came back to it, yeah. The Battle Mage is it's a nice character. I think the best part of it is definitely the movement. It's very satisfying. Yeah, it has the fishing frags, it does. It does have the legacy fishing frags. What about my will skill? Didn't think you'd be higher than my BAM. I think that might have been the case for a lot of people who watched my content early on. I don't think a lot of people expected me to be such a main swapper. My true colors showed as soon as they kept giving us new ways to make mules. No, I gotta do the last part in deer. Wait, where am I? Uh-oh. Up. Oh, I did not brand the boss. That's not great. Oh no. My frames are running out. Ascent? Yeah, true. Ascents. This is where I would use my ascents if I had them. Hello, Philippe. How you doing? Let's see. What equip do I drop here? Vellum hat. Should start streaming Maple? I think my only advice when it comes to streaming is, I think just don't expect anything. That's probably my first piece of advice. I feel like a lot of people, when they get into streaming, kind of expect something to happen. I kind of came from like I was a bit luckier in that aspect, where I already had a viewer base. But I think if you tried streaming now, it'd be pretty quiet. I'd say go for it if you want to have fun, but I definitely wouldn't expect much from it. I feel like when it comes to making like a YouTube channel or streaming and any of that sort of stuff, it's hard to grow unless you do a lot of it at the same time. Although, maybe my experience is not the best one to go off of. In some aspects, I think I got pretty lucky. Got to 290, hey, congrats on 290. Time to learn Baldi? True. I heard that it wasn't too hard to learn. What the? Didn't even notice the left system was up. Jump scare. What's the combat power? It's about 300 mil, I think. 320 right now. Yeah, there's a lot of ways to like try to get into streaming and stuff like that, but honestly, at the end of the day, it's up to the people who watch to decide whether or not they'll stay. You know, you could do everything right by the book and still not make it big. There are heaps of like very entertaining streamers that I've watched, but they have a pretty small community, and then you come to realize, like, it's up to the world to decide. Oh! Nothing like getting laser beamed by Carlos. Come on, man. I'm just here for your money. Give me your money. Hand over your pocket change. Alright, all good. I feel like I did not hit that. Yeah. At least I'm pretty close to finishing up my bosses here. I don't know if I can be bothered doing E-Adversary. Like, I know it's money and all, but I don't know if I can be bothered. Maybe I just skip it this week. An adversary or reset? I don't even think I can solo an adversary. Well, I was in like, I have the damage to. Do I have the focus and the willpower to do it? Probably not. Wow, ring box. Dude, my battle mage is printing them. I need those so badly on other characters. Nah, I'm skipping adversary. Sorry, boys. Actually, should do will first. Can't wait for Challenger World 3. Yeah, Challenger World 3 will be very exciting for a lot of people. I'm keen on it too, but I'm like, not really sure how much effort I want to put into it. We'll see. Full send one in Challenger World? Yeah. Of all places to full send a character, Challenger World is definitely one of the nicer places. I think the motivation for playing in Challenger World is like pretty high, because there's so many things that you get to do early on, and then in Challenger World you also have the whole, you know, new boss that drops a bunch of good stuff. And it's a pretty good goal. Like the last Challenger World for me, because I wasn't that interested in soloing easy Carling, like, I didn't really have an end goal past soloing Black Mage and liberating my character. There was nothing, like, really keeping me attached to Challenger World after doing that, right? But now, you have, like, a grander goal of soloing, or, like, just doing, clearing Hard Kai. That's pretty good. I do like that they added, like, a Challenger World specific goal. Come as strong as the main? I mean, it could be. That could be the case. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of people's Challenger World characters end up being stronger than their mains. That's basically what happened with Challenger World 2. I feel like a lot of people swapped over to their Rens. Or the Ren became their main after the fact. Like, heaps of people, like, picked a class in Challenger World 2, and that became their main, even though they already had, like, an older character. I mean, my Ren came out stronger than my Battle Mage, for example, right? I know I haven't really pushed a character, but in that small span of, like, 2 months, it became pretty damn strong. Can you transfer your Challenger World 3 character after the event? Yeah, so there's, like, a couple of windows that you can transfer the character out. I think the first transfer is usually a few months after the start of Challenger World, and then I think they open it up maybe another couple of times. But yeah, you won't be able to transfer it out immediately or anything like that. Like, if you just wanted to grab the some of the stuff after clearing, you know, some of the missions, you'll still have to wait for the transfer window, which will probably be a couple months after the start. Time to bed. All right, good night, Posh. Yeah, it won't be immediate, but you have to wait for it. Average player will be able to solo N Carlos. I think they will get the resources to be able to do so. I don't know if it's fair to say an average player will be able to get there. It really depends on like what your view of an average player is. I think there's always like a funny topic to me about like how far you would expect people to go, because when you're talking from the perspective of somebody who's played the game a bit more, like Challenger World 3 is a lot of free resources, right? But I wouldn't expect like a new player, for example, even if they play regularly, to be able to clear N Carlos. I don't think they'll even get to E Carlos that easily. Like, yeah, they might have the resources to do so, but it's a bit more than that. It's always, this topic is always funny to me, just because it's like everyone's view of like what, you know, early, mid, late end game is completely different. I mean, sure, there's like probably some standards, but everyone has a different perspective on the game. It's very interesting. I will say this, every time that I've ever started a new character, I've always like forgotten how much stuff you need to do, if that makes sense. There's so many things to do in this game, especially for a new character. Like, I've already gone through the motions a few times. Like, I've restarted it, like my Legion at least 3 different times now, right? I've gone to 8k basically 3 different times. And every time I think the same thing. It's like, wow, there's a lot of stuff to do. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? How long did that take? The first one took a really long time. I think the first time I got to 8k probably took me about like 2 or 3 years playing like somewhat regularly. I want to say like probably 2 years to get my first 8k. And then when I did it the second time, probably did it within a year. And then when I did it in Hyperion, I think it only took like, yeah, definitely under a year. Now getting to 8k is even faster because Challenger World gives you basically 6k straight up. Assuming you finish the stuff. Like, I think if you played regularly in Challenger World for, you know, until you completed that milestone, I don't think it will take you longer than maybe 2-3 months to get the 6k Legion. Like, that's the 200, the level 200 pots or whatever. So, you really in that same time, if you got to like 2k Legion, yeah, I think you can do it in like within 6 months. Wouldn't be the craziest thing. They've definitely made it a lot more accessible. Do I need to steal this? No, I've been chucking them. You have story skips too? Yeah, they make it so much faster, which is like to be expected. Like, you can't have a game that has so much more content, especially after 260. When you get into 260, you unlock so much more, and every like 5 levels unlocks a new milestone. Like, they gotta get your characters stronger somehow. And they kind of just been feeding us heaps of yeah, just heaps of Legion things and account-wide bonuses. So much free stuff. Steadily more and more free things. Do Blackhaven for the fans? You know, if you want to watch me do Blackhaven, you can look at my videos. I ain't doing that live. No shot. I did have to do that for my Battle Mage. That was... I won't lie, it was faster than I expected. You cut out too much? Hello, Baron. I think Blackhaven only took me about 1.5 hours. It was definitely shorter than I remembered. Same thing with Threads of Fate when I did that the first time again. It only took like maybe 1.5 hours to finish the whole thing. Now though, we don't even need to finish the whole thing. You just need to do like maybe 5 minutes of it. 5 to 10 minutes of it. It's not too bad. If you just want to unlock 2 NPCs, it takes about 5 minutes. No, actually 10 minutes because of the cutscenes and stuff. Heaps of cutscenes still. Alright, let's put some stuff away. Alright, that's all my weeklies done. Let's mark that off here. I mean, I have like a few, like 1 bill bosses, but kind of lazy. Threads of Fate only takes 10 minutes. Only if you do the bare minimum for Threads of Fate, yeah, it only takes about 10 minutes. If you do the bare minimum. Alright, what are we up to now? 45 bill. 46 bill. Wow. Alright, somebody was asking about my keybinds earlier. I can show my keybinds real quick. This is what it looks like. Threads of Fate video before Challenger World 3. Maybe I will redo it. Yeah, these are my hotkeys. Because honestly, all you need, you just need these 2 V skills, and then the few summon skills. That's all you kind of need. That's like 90% of the boss, like keybinds. Not too bad. Did I do Monster Park yesterday? Maybe I did. Alright, let's see if we can find ourselves some burning. Because yeah, for the Threads of Fate, you only need to unlock 2 of the NPCs to be able to try to get your Threads of Fate done. Like, unless you wanted the wings for farming purposes and whatnot, you only need to do the first few minutes. And a lot of it is just a cutscene anyway. Heaps of cutscenes. Oh, it's a shame that haste ends today. Speaking of which, I need to claim my title and stuff, right? Yeah, I do. Is there another thing that's running out? I've already claimed the rest of the other stuff. I need to keep using boosters. Rock Spirit? Oh yeah, that's the other thing. Yep. If you haven't claimed all your Rock Spirit stuff, you should do it today. Pushing 285? Yeah, that's the goal. If I can get to 285, my character would be more than strong enough to solo like X Lotus, which would be convenient actually. If I can do X Lotus in under like 20 minutes, then I can start taking other people on my friend's run, and then if I happen to be able to get a TC, I can also trade TC with somebody else. Or something like that. I wouldn't mind getting like more characters into X Lotus, it's just that I need heart on a lot of them, right? And that's the hard part. Trading X Lotus is not like the craziest thing for some players. Like, I know a lot of players who have like multiple characters running X Lotus. But the problem is always like the distribution of the loot. So the faster I can get this character to solo, the more likely I can get another character to get heart prior of sorts. And then if I get a heart on this character, I can start trading that as well. W resources. 3k frags saved up? Nice. Yeah, I'm so far away from like anything on this character, so I'm just trying to farm as much as I can. Hello, sure. No haste, you're out of here. I mean, honestly, even without haste, you can still farm quite a lot. Like the current event gives you so many 3x coupons and so much luck sauna. You get a lot of passive EXP, which is really good. So I'll probably still keep farming on my Kanna. At the very least, I want the fragments anyway. Fragments are good. If you can hit 285, you can hit 290. Alright, mate, calm down here. You'll miss haste? Yeah, I will miss haste too. It was nice having the rune up every 10 minutes. It feels almost a bit weird when it will go away. You can deliver 285. If my gear is good enough, possibly. It really depends on what happens at on the crown update. If shining does happen how I hope it does, then sorry, like if the Starforcing system does work how we are kind of hoping, you can get straight to like 22 and whatnot, my Kanna can get like really jacked pretty quickly, because I think by the time that happens, I might already be like 9-set pitch. I'm just gonna have to wait and see, because I'll probably be 9-set pitch. I could also have like a bunch of my Eternals done. It's just a matter of like finding out the details, right? Has better gear than everyone. Yeah, I mean 101 is not exactly easy to get to, you know. That guy clearing that D-Lib at 101 on his Kanna is definitely a character that he parked at 285 for the longest time and just like participated in a bunch of bosses constantly and just never pushed the character. As in like, given the fact there's only 9k frags, his gear is pretty insane. He definitely did the thing where he just parked the character and just like consistently did his bosses and consistently upgraded. It's kind of crazy. But I respect that. I respect that. Like, low-key, that's kind of how my mules are as well. Like, my Xenon is like, what, level 270, and it's almost like 8 set pitch or something like that. And half of them are 22 star. Like, you just leave a character. Maybe it gets lucky. It kind of does its own thing, right? You just get characters doing their own thing. Eventually, yeah. We'll get there. My Xenon has like some of the best gear in my account as well. Same with my Wild Hunter, actually. Both of those characters have pretty cracked gear. My Wild Hunter has a 24 star slime ring and it's double prime, for example. So it's like just randomly good items. Full 23 Eternal Carlos. Yeah, there you go. How do you like Kanna's movement versus Bam? Well, nothing will ever match the movement that is Battle Mage. Too many choices, right? I will say, Kanna's teleport does overall feel a little bit better than like an average teleport because it can teleport midair. That extra like nuance makes Kanna's movement feel like at least a little bit better than like your typical mage. So what I mean by that is, let me just quickly loot here. Like when you up jump on Kanna and then you teleport, it teleports like horizontally. You can see how like it just goes left and right here. From my understanding, that's not like a standard teleport aspect. So it does make Kanna feel a little bit smoother to play. You can attack mid-air? Oh yeah, that's also true. D11 101? Yeah. It was pretty close though. I watched the guys run. It was literally on his last origin burst, and he had like maybe like 5 seconds remaining or something. It was pretty close. And he had hella resets too, man. I was so... Like, after playing Kanna, one of the best aspects of this class is getting that dopamine rush every time that your skills reset, and just watching him do his burst. Even when I watch other people play the class, it's just that dopamine rush of watching the skills reset and just HP bars being melted. Good stuff, man. Yeah, I'm a long ways away from that. I'll also have to learn how to do carling in the first place. At least I have a video that I can watch to learn. I've never tried to do like carling properly. It'd be a fun learning experience. Yeah, I'm honestly just kind of hoping I can get to 281. I got 30% left to go, so I think haste will definitely go away before I level. I'll definitely level up once the weeklies reset, like Nightmare Paradise and, you know, MPE and all that sort of stuff, but leading up to that, I don't think I can level up. I will have a I'll probably have an early stream tomorrow, so like if I start 3 hours before reset, which is usually what I do on Wednesdays, even then I don't think I'll have enough. Like, I'll probably get 1% an hour. It's no shot I can level up. And she's hard as well. How can I TP to other places if I'm on cooldown? Are you on heroic? Because if you're in heroic, you can pay on this bottom left thing on the map. This thing here. You can pay Meso and you'll be able to like buy the rock. If not, then you could use the Maple Guide. So there's a hotkey called the Maple Guide, and you could kind of use that to navigate. It has a bunch of different areas that you can teleport to for free. It does have a short cooldown, I think it's like 10 seconds or something like that. But I know like on some of my characters, I use the Maple Guide just because I didn't buy the rock on them. So like this, the Maple Guide here. And you can teleport to like towns at the bottom. You can teleport to like certain fields as well. Like you can teleport to all of these ones here on the right. So this can be useful for characters that you don't want to buy a teleport rock on. It can teleport you to areas that you might want to train, for example. But yeah, otherwise just buy the teleport rock. They'll take away the cooldown. You used to have to buy that in the cash shop. I do like that they removed it. I do miss, however, having favorited maps that were not like towns and training maps. Rest in peace, all the legacy maps. Somebody on Hyperion? Yeah, Hyperion's a pretty small server in comparison to Kronos. But I'm enjoying myself. Like, memes aside, I know a lot of people really don't... Like, Hyperion doesn't have the best reputation. I still think that the server's more than playable. Got convinced to try for the first time. Staring at character creator for 2 hours. You know what? Valid if you've, like, haven't come back to the game in ages, or you haven't really played MapleStory before. There are too many classes. How are you supposed to pick it up? How do you pick a character? You just hope that you like it. Yeah, regardless, I hope you enjoy the game. At least at the moment, it's a really good trial period. We're gonna have like a massive event in about 3-4 weeks time. That's when like the major Challenger World event's gonna come around. If you can figure out by then and you enjoy the game, like which class you want to play, it's a good trial period. And also, thank you for following. You have choice paralysis? Yeah, 100% valid, man. I remember when I introduced my wife into MapleStory like 5 years ago. Like the character choices were very similar. But because I was also a returning player, I couldn't even help her pick a character. I remember being like, oh yeah, I know a thing or two about the Explorers. And she asked me, oh, what about Ho Young? I'm like, I didn't even know this character existed. Yeah, it's difficult. I think the best way to do it is just if you jump into other people's streams or like watch some YouTube videos here and there, you can kind of get a feel for what aesthetic you like. But yeah, it's genuinely a struggle to pick a main. I think that's always been kind of hard for some players. I am a little bit jealous of some of the players that are able to just pick a class and be like, yep, this is what I want to play. I always think to myself, man, there's like 50 different classes. How am I supposed to pick? So I went for the option where I just play 10 characters. So yeah, I just kind of actively play 10 of them. Or 11, actually. If you can't decide, just play all of them. Definitely not inefficient. Oh, I also need to finish capping my points for the minigame. You like that aesthetic? Yeah, no, that list of classes is pretty good. Needs a test run we can play at 6 job? That would be so good, actually. No, I agree. I do agree with that. I mean, I think the Explorers had something like that. I don't know if it's still in the game, but I think when you hit like 4th job, you could technically watch like a small cutscene in-game to see what the aesthetics of the class looks like. It would be nice if they just left that at the beginning of the... like on character select, right? What if like for every class, you could just click on the thing in-game, and then it will like demo, you know, some of the 6 job skills. That'd be cool. 100%. But what can we do? Small indie company, am I right, guys? But thankfully for MapleStory, I want to say like most of the classes, if not all of them, are like pretty fine to play. Like just picking it up to play. Like if you're a new player, I wouldn't worry about like min-maxing anything class related. Like I would 100% encourage people to play classes that they think will suit their playstyle, or like kind of you enjoy the aesthetic, because it's so hard to just pick a class. You could loosely use like community recommendations, but I know a lot of people who were encouraged to play, like for example Dawn Warrior. I know one of my friends, they wanted to play what was considered an easy but strong class in the form, at the time it was very recommended to play Dawn Warrior, and they don't really like it anymore. But I would loosely gather information on like what the community has been playing recently, because there's probably a reason why people are harping on some of these classes. I mean, the non-KMS classes, for example, so we got like Kanna, Hayato, Lin, Sia, Moshuan. Those 5 classes are very popular right now because they're all very strong, right? Like, you can see why they'd be popular. But don't get, like, FOMO'd into playing these popular classes. Like, you can use that as a general guideline, but I wouldn't feel bad about not playing those classes. Thoughts on Dawn Warrior? I've actually never played one. I've made one for, like, a level 200 character, and that's about it. I legit have never played a Dawn Warrior. Rarely hear Lucid. Do you guys have any like PTSD associated to MapleStory music? I don't think I do too strongly. I think actually Limbo, there's a very particular part in the Limbo BGM where I can't unsee the slime jumping towards me from the side and knocking me off the map when I was progging. When I was learning how to do the boss and learning how to play my Cannon Master at the same time, because I really didn't know how to play Cannon Master that well. And I just vaguely remember listening to that song while getting like shoved off the map. And every time I hear the BGM, I just can't help but think of my character getting pushed off the map. That's my Maple trauma. And then on the other hand, I have a lot of BGMs where I listen, and when I hear it, I'm just like happy. Elnath, definitely one of the BGMs where when I hear it, I'm just like, yep. This brings me back. Black Mage FMA. Horntail? Oh, actually, yeah, I can see Horntail. To some extent, I think also Pink Bean for me. Nothing like min-clearing Pink Bean on your first ever character that you make in MapleStory. At least when I came back, I remember like loosely following a range guide, because we didn't have combat power at the time, right? I think we just used our range. And I remember being at a certain range and I was told, yeah, you can do Chaos Pink Bean. Nobody told me that it was going to be like 20 minutes of me just getting skill locked. PTSD is whatever music's played on the 24th floor. That's the one where you have to like listen to the song and then type where it's from, right? Do you know what's so funny about that? They added it so then it would put on the screen like the description of the area, so you didn't have to listen to it anymore. So when I was like constantly grinding it, I was definitely there when they changed that, so you could just like see on the screen. What is my main? This is my main. I know a lot of people will laugh when I say that, but I do intend on like pushing my Kanna. Previously, I guess, but technically my main was my Cannon Master, it's level 286. I can show you like these are the characters I play. So I have the Resistance lineup here: Battle Mage, Mechanic, Xenon, Wild Hunter. No Blaster because I can't play Blaster. Then I have Cannon Master, Marksman, Ren, Hero, Corsair, Kanna, and 2 Blaze Wizards. Don't ask about why I have 2 Blaze Wizards. That was Nexon's fault. Ride or Die, Pierre, and Pink Bean. True pain. Ride or Die Slime was definitely an experience. Ride or Die 1 with Pink Bean, with Sea Slime as one of the bosses made me never want to do Ride or Die ever again. Like, I did the first one just for the Legion block, and I never touched that content ever again. In terms of the characters I like playing, I like characters that have like pretty reasonable mobility and decent mobbing. As long as I have those 2 conditions met, I will probably end up playing it. The only 2 exceptions to that, actually, yeah, 2 exceptions. Probably my Marksman and my Blaze Wizard. For Blaze Wizard, it was definitely an aesthetics thing. I like Blaze Wizards, like just the way that the skills looked. And for Marksman, I just wanted something simple to play. Simple, strong, nothing too complicated, just so that I can do my weeklies. And, you know, don't have to relearn the class sort of thing. There was a period of time where I played my Corsair very, very casually, and it really did feel like I was relearning the class every week. And that wasn't that fun to do. Oh, I didn't put a thing down here. Oh wow, I capped my 10 boxes already. That was fast. Kept falling through the floor. The key reverse thing. All I could think of every time that the key reverse came by was that I trained for this, because there's a stage in the Tower of Oz where you do like a jump quest, but your keys are reversed. So whenever it came up at Ride or Die, I remember thinking to myself, nah, this can't hurt me. Shoot for 260 Ren and try some links. Nice. Ren's a good class. Highly rated class for me. I really enjoyed playing my Ren. Training on it, bossing with it. Yeah, overall, good time. I forgot to pop my boosters. That's how you feel about the Spirit Savior game? Yeah. Quite a lot of people don't really like the Spirit Savior game. Yeah, it's definitely got its own learning curve to do Spirit Savior. Once you get like a lot more used to it, then it's not too bad. But it's like, you don't want to put the effort into learning how to do Spirit Savior. It sounds kind of goofy to be like, I need to learn how to play this minigame. Yeah, nah. That doesn't sound fun. I ended up putting more effort than required into Spirit Savior and learning how to do it because I wanted the achievement back then. There was an achievement for handing in a certain number of spirits within a small amount of time. And then, yeah, it was just an achievement. It was kind of fun. Need to disassemble some more fams, I think. Time for some extractions. Nope. no, I can't pop my booster. I forgot. In 290, you've never done Spirit Savior? It's definitely worth doing if you need the arcane symbols. You get 120 arcane symbols, quite nice. But I understand not everybody likes that content. I think also like a lot of people have told me they don't really like getting chased around by the spirit. What are the goals for Shining? I want to tap a bunch of pitch on my Kanna. I have 3 restorations, and I think if I can get a bunch of 19 stars on the pitch, this character can get pretty strong. So I'm going to roulette basically 9 pitch. No, not 9, sorry. 4 of the pitch items. I have a CFE and a Zerk on my inventory, and I'm wearing an ET and an eye patch, all of which are 18 star. And I was also talking yesterday, there's a world where I get lucky and get either a belt or a source drop. If I get either one of those drops, then I can swap completely off the Golix set. Which would be pretty cool. But kind of have to get lucky first for that. We'll see what happens. Hello, Ernie. Marksman's underrated? I think so too. I think the main thing about Marksman is that it is a bit more of a standard, simple class, right? So I think it doesn't have the flashy appeal that a lot of other characters do. I do think though that my Marksman, I really enjoy playing the character. It's very, that's the appeal for me. The appeal is that it's simple. Nothing wrong with playing a simpler character to get your weeklies done. And if anything, if you play a character that is simple, you're more likely to do its bosses. Consistency is key when it comes to boss mules. You either have to consistently like it, or it consistently clears. Both is good. I'm glad that whoever was writing down the burning on these maps has gone away, because I feel like so many more of my maps have 100% burning. Makes it feel a little bit nicer. I need to level up just once, so then I can move to a different map. I want to stay within the level range. It was you have to go to bed. I think yesterday I did a little bit of grinding, and heaps of the maps were at 100% burning. I was so happy. Basically got to stay at 100% the whole time. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to what's Shining. I want to tap my pitch, and then if I can get a few 19 stars, I'd be really happy. If I get 0 19 stars, I might be sad. But with 3 restores, surely I can get at least 1 19 star, right? Surely. It's a 75% chance to go from 18 to 19 without booming. 75%. Surely I can hit that at least once or twice within 3 spares. And honestly, I'm mostly looking forward to hopefully getting some ring boxes again. Every week is just seeing a ring box drop, and hopefully it's a raw. Ooh, an exciting drop would also be X-Lotus. X-Lotus would be nice. TC drop, possibly? One X-Lotus content. I mean, when I run my X-Lotus runs, it's only like 15 minutes. It's not that long. Too tired to train, too awake to sleep. These are the true first world problems. I feel you. This thing ever happened to you guys where you're just like sitting around or something and you're like kind of dozing off? The classic one is like you're sitting at your computer for whatever reason and you're just like kind of falling asleep. So you decide to go to bed. You get ready for bed, go into bed, can't sleep. Like, what is up with that? That can't be just me, right? Or the classic other situation where like you are laying in bed and you're just laying around. You kind of like fall asleep, but you realize you haven't like, you know, done your night routine. Like, either you need to go to the bathroom or like, I don't know, you need to brush your teeth or something. You go to do that, go back to bed, can't fall asleep. Like, I feel like that happens to me more often than not. Do I have a Dark Knight? I thought about making one, but I don't have one. Cool aesthetic, but I don't have one. Alright, let's find ourselves another 100% burning, hopefully. Nice. Oh, I haven't done my check-in. Yeah, I want these. Give me these boosters. I've got to use them somehow. It's good that I don't have one. I think the thing that put me off playing Dark Knight was actually the prospects of farming on it. It doesn't look like it farms very easily. For you guys, which classes have been your favorite to farm on? I think for me so far, I'll still probably say my most pleasant farming experience is probably Blaze Wizard. I enjoyed farming on my Blaze Wizard. Skeleton looks so goofy. What am I burning? I'll be burning a rel when that's released. Wild Hunter with the 4-platform nuke? Yeah, 100%. That's why I was thinking Blaze Wizard as well, because Blaze Wizard also has a pretty big, like, quad-platform nuke. It just some classes randomly have 4-platform mobbing skills. Janice is your favorite class? I mean, I farmed on a bunch of different characters. Even though like all of them rely on Soul Janice similarly, they do still kind of have their own nuances when farming. Minute than AFK. Nice. I'd say overall too, I have been enjoying my Kanna's farming. Both with Dusk and Dawn. I mean, it could be better right now. I'm not exactly in a great map, but I'm just sticking it out because it's kind of lazy. I'll get there eventually. No, because the Rock Spirit event is going away. all the papers are gonna go away too. Okay, gotta remember guys to claim your hasty titles and all that sort of stuff. This will end today at reset. I will miss this. With all these things that we're gonna lose. I'm actually gonna miss this one the most. This doubled Soul Erda. That aspect for haste has always been kinda insane. So many boosters. Oh, pardon me. Now I have to be conservative with boosters again. That's alright. Slowly get there. The XP drop-off is pretty insane. I felt like I was leveling so quickly, getting to level 280. Now it's halved again. I've spent so much time grinding my characters pre-280. Actually seeing the EXP bar at this point, I'll be looking in that area for a long time, huh? I'm in here for a while. How many of you guys are also stuck here with me in Altaria? It's gonna be a long few levels. Assuming I do Monster Park? Yeah, I'll do Monster Park on my Kanna. Because I want to get to 285. I want to get into Limbo. Can't do Limbo if I'm not 285. Actually doing dailies? Yeah. I do my dailies. Sometimes. Like even right now it gives, you know, it gives you decent EXP, like 3% a day from just doing Monster Park. That's good. That's okay. I don't plan on leaving Carcion anytime soon. I gotta get to Limbo first. Because I feel like I have some things to look forward to when it comes to pushing this character. Like obviously Limbo is one of them. I would like to contribute to a hard adversary run as well. You know, all that sort of stuff. Cope on the medal somehow. Hello G-Bear. Include hard adversary? Nice. Got an extra burst left? Nice, nice. Congrats on your clear. Hopefully you guys get your medals. How rare is that metal drop? Is it like a pitch drop rate? Or is it higher than that? Because it felt like at the beginning when Hard Adversary was released and people were clearing it, it felt like a lot of people told me that they had a medal. But I don't know if that's just like a, you know, confirmation bias sort of thing. I just happen to remember people telling me that they got one. But maybe it's not as common, right? Because at the moment it's just like anecdotal evidence anyway. It would be interesting to see how many runs people have run and how many medals they've seen in that same amount of time. Like, how long has the boss been out for now? Maybe a few months. You want to redo your Blaze Wizard? Yeah, Blaze Wizards. I actually really like my Blaze Wizard. Feels good to play. It's kind of fire. Do you actually like it, or are you just making a joke? I think the gameplay of Blaze Wizard is genuinely pretty good, though. I enjoyed it. I like them so much you have two of them? Right. That is true. I do have two of them. You know, based off of that statistic, I am the biggest enjoyer of Blaze Wizard in all of Hyperion, right? Is that how it works? I liked Blaze Wizard so much I liberated two of them. Does H Adversary drop anything else? Or is it just the metal? And obviously, like, I'm assuming grindstone and stuff like that. But it's mostly for the metal, right? Metal, grindstone, armor boxes. Yeah, okay. So like standard grandest stuff. And then it's a specific drop. Why is it 100 seconds? Yeah, that iframe's not very good. It's got a really long cooldown, got a really long cast animation. It's not that great. But it does have a pretty long, like, duration, so it's not completely terrible. Cataclysm just straight up lets you avoid an entire mechanic because of how long the animation is. Any quest that gives you more Sacred Force? If you're at level 270, I don't think you'll be able to talk to that guy to get more Sacred Force. You just have to be waiting for your dailies. It's not uncommon for people to train in the weaker areas or train in like the previous region if their Sacred Force isn't high enough. That's not the most uncommon thing. It's a little bit annoying for dailies, but there's not much you can do about it. I'll never forget that one guy who told me that his account was like soft locked because he couldn't get into Odium because he couldn't clear story mode adversary. Not enough Sacred Force. Ooh, diamond chest. Hold. Oh, purple. Oh, Ascent for green. Ah. I'll take it. We'll take it though. Easy EXP. Hello. Hello, Meggy. Meow's in Mule Jail. Yeah. Yeah, some classes are just better than others. Even when they're half their combat power. Turn up the light here, it's a bit dark in my room. Now after this I can go do my dailies. I should be able to finish all the procs on this half an hour. I need another 3 more to go. Please buff Evan. Do I need to blend any more cards right now? No, I am okay. I think I need to spend a little bit of money on my sacred symbols today. I think some of them level up. More Sacred Force. More combat power. All of Evan's skills cost 1/3 of the frags. The dynamic scaling on 6th job would be a crazy thing to do. Could you imagine? The Maple, you're losing frames. Do you have external chat? I know that sometimes when people use external chat, it goes kind of wonky. For me, I was like memory leaking pretty bad because I had external chat open for so long. I think that's what happened at least. I think my game was open for like... no, it's too many hours because I left my character in the sauna. I think my game started going really weird. I was like getting stuck in bosses and my character wasn't moving, but I didn't DC. It's called surge pricing. KMS Challenger World 3 first clear was dependent on a special RNG to get to 280. Oh god, you're actually kind of right. Assuming that everybody starts at the same time and everyone's clearing the same mobs and, you know, training the same way, the only difference would be the chests. If one guy gets 3 diamond chests in a row, then he will gap everybody by just that little amount. You're not wrong. Actually, it wouldn't even be a little amount, it'd be pretty big. It's been a while since we had the last balance patch. at least 3 months ago, right? That's when all the classes got a lot faster and a bunch of classes got reworked. Hello, Fuzzy. I'm doing well, thank you. Just grinding some EXP on the Kanna. Working my way to 285 very slowly. We'll get there. Okay, I want to see how many... how much EXP I'll get from using the advanced EXP tickets, because I need to do the mini games things. Can't believe I'm actually doing it, but I do want to get to 285. Let's see, you get like 2,000 tickets here. How much EXP is that? 5%. Yeah, that's not bad. I'll take it. Use the ones for the ID event? Yeah, I used a lot of those to get to 280 in the first place. So I probably have like another 500 or 600 left. Because I have still been farming, but not as much as I had before. Yeah. You got 600. You gonna claim it once? What, the minigame one? Is that not weekly? I thought it was weekly. Unless you're talking about something else. Where's my rune? Let me pop some boosters. And my EXP ring. Please let it be a liberated rune. Nope, just a normal rune. That's okay. One of the guys in my guild got a Roro EXP 4. So jealous. It says you already claimed. I definitely claimed it last week. Oh. I didn't check. But if it's only just that one time, then I will not do it. Like a dog, yeah. I'm very jealous of that. I want the EXP. Until we get fam changes. It's weekly? Yeah, because it resets tomorrow, right? No, not... Yeah, it resets tomorrow. Yeah, I mean, I'll just check after. It's all good. I wonder what changes they're gonna do for the fam system, outside of like the badges being account wide. That's what they said they'll do, right? Account wide badges. Just one serif for your whole account, hopefully. Animation speed up? I hope it's not an animation speed up. I think it's just... I hope it's an animation just like straight up removal. Account wide 3 slots. Probs not for badges. Oh yeah, I guess that kind of makes sense. Maybe they want you to farm for the badges. % attack mat once. Spoken like a normal attack enjoyer. It's not so easy when it comes to magic attack. The third magic attack badge is like actually pretty annoying. So unless they add Seraph or like some of the beach ones, it's kind of difficult. All they have to do to fix that magic badge is to make Seraph drop the card. That's all they gotta do. Yeah, it's locked behind boosters. You need to get either the beach guys. I think you need like the 2 crabs and the tortoise to be able to finish that one, or you get 1 Seraph. Can I reset your pendant? What are you talking about? Farm Seraph while it's still farmable? Yeah, I happen to just get it randomly from a booster pack. At least they have been giving us more booster packs in the sense that Mystic Frontier, the booster packs are like pretty common drop. Very common reward from a purple pouch. I am looking forward to weekly reset for those the Frontier reset as well. Every week I'm excited for more Maple University expeditions and more EXP Ring Copium. Frontier runs. Now the problem though with like the Frontier runs is like getting the fams in the first place, right? I mean, you can do like pretty cheap fams to start off, but I don't know if I can be bothered like paying attention for the ones in Challenger World. Most of the stuff that you get from it is like pretty useless, I'll be honest. Like from an account-wide perspective, it's pretty useless. It's a lot of the things you get are very usable on one character. But in terms of like account-wide progress, it's not that significant. So I don't know if I'd be bothered to do it. 3 rare fams are good enough. That's fair. It'll get you started. You get like some free stuff, some free flames, you know, some boosters, fragments every once in a while. That's always like a really welcome surprise. When I was doing my Frontier fams a lot on my Ren kept getting random frags. It was kind of nice. You get good drops. 16 Karma cubes. The cubes are so good in Reg server, but so like underwhelming in Heroic. Because in Heroic we can just buy them, right? Like yeah, it saves us a little bit of money, but I kind of wish that they made the green pouches have a different drop table for Heroic. Could you imagine for Heroic they just removed the bright cubes? Just straight up remove the bright cubes from the drop table. Those green pouches would be worth so much more in Heroic. Keep it in interactive because it's good value for that server, but not so much here. Glimmer of Hope of Double Prime secondary when you see the cubes. Yeah, but it's like 10 cubes, right? Like, it's whatever. Whatever in Heroic. But yeah, that's too. I wouldn't trust Nexon to like split the drop table between two servers. They're gonna do that, and then suddenly something else is gonna break. All it takes is one. Yeah, I don't know if I want to go for a 3-line attack secondary at any point. Like, I'm sure there's a point where like the FD gain is going to be worthwhile, but it's so far away. I don't know if I can be bothered anymore. I had half a mind to just like when they give us the auto cubing, I'll just do my weekly bosses, set it to 3-line attack, and then go to sleep, sort of thing. Let it cube all night. But I don't know if I'll do that anymore. Seems so expensive. Main right now is Kanna. Yep. Just pushing some EXP. After this, I'll quickly do the rest of my grandest dailies. Yeah, I've pretty much finished all of my weeklies too, so I'm pretty chill right now. Not really much left for me to do this week. And I don't think I need to force myself to do anything in particular either. There was a period of time where people were telling me to go make a seer, but now even that's done. I have my Legion block. I cannot be bullied anymore. Alright, let's do the rest of the dailies. I do miss Dusk farming. It was so lazy with Dusk. But you have to be so much stronger. Oh, that's another thing that Shining gets to bring for me as well. I get to possibly make better drop gear. I just need to recube a bunch of items, which might be a bit expensive. Because I have a 22-star Twilight Mark. I'm going to replace that with the Zerk. And then that will become my drop gear. Same thing with my sup earrings. I have 20-star sup earrings at the moment. I could just tap them and stuff. I could roulette the two. I will try to get some better gear. Maybe I shouldn't have boomed some of my items. Like I had a spare KT and a spare slime ring. Oh, I have slime rings. Yeah, maybe I'll use those. I should probably try to get another 21 slime ring, make it into my drop gear. Oh, it's gonna be so expensive to replace though. I guess I just tap it directly with the slime rings, not a big deal. Yeah, slime ring I'll just tap directly, of course. Because my one's only 17. How many spares do I have? I have 2 spares. Great. Yeah, maybe if I get lucky I'll get to 21 on it. Is it this one? Yeah. I just need so many stars. I just want my Dusk to one-shot again. I want it to be able to one-shot by the time I get to top deck. Top deck 6. Because I think you can like pretty much 18k farm there with Dusk. Oh, well, it wouldn't be 18k, but like, you know, close enough. I'll get my Eternals in due time as well. It's getting 18k. Yeah, but Battle Mage has the altar. Kanna doesn't have like a reliable summon. The altar helps, like it being consistent. Kanna's summons, not so much, I think. Not do anything? It doesn't do as much as Battle Mage. They have like an attack timer, if that makes sense. Cannot claim. Yeah, so it looks like it has reset. As in, like, you can do this every week. I'm gonna do some one card then. Get blasted by people making me draw too many cards. Nah, it's not similar. The summons for Kanna are a little bit sad, I'm not gonna lie. They're a little sad. Alright guys, if you guys aren't doing anything, let's get on the one card. Honor rules, don't look at my hand. If I have one card remaining, don't look at the stream. Why not passing notes? I kind of just like, I just kind of like this game. Look, if I get the opportunity to play Uno for fun, I'll do it. I've already done a few points as well, so I probably need like maybe 1 or 2 more games. Assuming I don't just get blasted out of 4th place. And also I can chill for a bit. Regional Uno champion. Does that exist? It would be pretty funny if competitive Uno exists. Like a lot of games that have like a lot of luck involved, it's always funny to see. Because I'm sure there is like underlying skill involved and whatnot. But just like thinking about it like from that aspect. You are kind of at the whims of whatever cards you're dealt. No, I'm getting bullied, guys. What the hell is this? Competitive Catan? Uh-oh. Yeah, competitive Catan, because like, these games, there's a lot more. I know there's a lot of luck involved. There's also the art of the trade, right? Where do you get brilliant Dusk Essences from? I think you can get them from what is it called? The Harvest guy in Edelstein. Not Edelstein, sorry, Ardent Mill. I think you can buy them. Don't remember off the top of my head. I don't know where else you'd get them though. This is the best game. It's a fun one. Oh, you can't press enter to accept. Yeah, there's a huge like competitive scene for so many different games. It's always interesting to see like what kind of evolves from there. Get them from auto harvesting. Ah, that's the thing. Yeah, auto harvest. You can use the coins from auto harvest to buy them. Oh no, I don't have any green cards. I need somebody to make people draw cards. Holy moly. There's a lot of cards. I hope it's randomly my color. W. Did I get fed? There's a guy watching my stream, so I had one card left. Hey, I have enough points now. That was you? You actually had reds. Yep, definitely not scripted. Yep. Alright. Let's see. Can claim. 2000. What's this home furnishing thing? Oh, right. For like getting enough points, you get some furnitures. Okay, that's kind of cool. I got a random black flame, I think. Okay. One day I'll hit a tier 7 flame. Alright, nice. I can hand these in as well. Have my monster park runs. I'll do that later. I think one of my symbols upgrades today. Very good. 500 mil for gains. It always hurts whenever I upgrade symbols. I don't know. Does it get any better? Probably not. Okay, I have a bunch of flames here. I'm gonna jump onto my Xenon and see if I can get a better flame for the belt that dropped. Okay, my Xenon, I think is one of the only characters I have left that need an emblem. I actually finally got an emblem on my Corsair yesterday. Shout out to the guys in my guild who took me along to X-Seren. It finally dropped. There's the belt. I'll just use the expiring ones first, I guess. Ooh. How's this? I think that's pretty similar to what I rolled off yesterday. I think we can do better than that. No. What do I look for? So you do a combination of adding strength, luck, and dex, and then a decent amount of all stat. So I looked in the Xenon Discord. Ideally, you want to have a 290 flame, but the way that it's calculated is that every % of all stat is a 20 flame score. So for Xenon, it's counted a little bit differently. The all stat is worth a lot. So for me, I'm looking for a sum of, let's just say I get 5% all stat. I'm looking for about 150 or so stat combined between the rest of them. So yeah, something like this, and then 6 all stat, you know? You just want like a big sum of strength, luck, dex, and then a good chunk of all stat. Like this would have been nice if the all stat was higher. If this was a 6 all stat, it'd be a pretty solid flame. This is the first time I've seen like just these stats. Yeah. So you add all these together, so this is about 160, right, between all these stats, and then every all stat is 20. So it's 160 plus another 60, so this is like a 220 flame, roughly. Would have been actually perfect if this was a 5%. Do I just keep this? It feels so bad. No, you can't play Xenon and not have 5 or 6 all stat on your thing. It's not like I'm using the belt at the moment anyway. It's okay. I'll chuck free flames on it every once in a while. Yeah, so my Corsair yesterday got that emblem. I'm really happy with it. Dalhart hurts more, you don't get damaged, but you get more meso obtained. It's fine. Bit of gimp. 2 emblems in a row, that's fine. Yeah, so my Corsair is now 7 set pitch. Crazy. Shouldn't have boomed that belt. This belt trace. Hopefully I'll restore it at some point. I don't know, only a few more weeks. I have 99 pitch whisper crystals, so you get 8 a week. So that's 4 weeks for me. 4 weeks I'll get back my belt. And then I'm waiting for badge afterwards, I guess. Yeah. Is it a triple prime? I mean, it's good enough, right? Look, the amount of money that I would have to spend to tier it up and then 3-line it again probably doesn't make it worth it. Might as well just keep it a triple prime, it's just kind of funny. Honestly, this character has pretty insane luck. Oh, I have 121. I'm too much of a coward to go for 22 on this one. Not right now, at least. But how nice is the flame? 90 and 5. That's some good flames. Definitely could improve some of these flames, but it's alright. I need to fix this pot. I don't know. Can you see it? I gotta fix this at some point. It's 12 and 12. I don't have any money for that at the moment, though. The rest of the stuff is pretty okay. I could fix the 3 lines at some point. Could go for my Eternals. Maybe I should go for Eternals on this character. But then that involves me looking for parties and stuff. I don't know if I can be bothered. Because I can't solo N-Carlos on this character. But yeah. It's really a seeded character. It's pretty lucky. Pretty lucky. Look how many sources I've seen. Why is this boomed? I must have tried for 23. You're 300 points from rolling the suffering. No, don't roll my suffering. There's so many other items I'd rather spend my money on. Don't make me spend money on my suffering. My Kanna has so many items I could fix. Like, I could try to like proper 3-line this. Actually, I have a decent amount of items that aren't full 3 lines. Like this. Could try to 3-line this. Double prime secondary. That would be crazy. When we get the Astra secondary, does it keep the pot? It does, right? It keeps the pot, keeps the stars. Assuming that you're up to that point, right? Because I don't think you can go straight to 30. Does the Astra secondary get improved on its pots as well? I guess technically for other classes it does, hey. Maybe not for Kanna, because Kanna's already got level 200 secondary. All the other classes go from like their Pinot to a level 160 plus, right? Like, what level is the Astra secondary actually? Is it a 200 or 250? Yeah, it'll probably work like the shields, like it'll maintain the stars. It's 200. Yeah. So in that sense, there probably wasn't a world where it was worth me tapping it. There was no reason for me to tap my secondary. Because it's going to be the same cost anyway, except I have to pay 1 bill for a spare. Yo, where's my 100? It's just a bunch of 80s. Somebody's been here with me. We're sharing burning. Oh god, except this map for some reason. 10%. Oh no. It's all gone. Yeah, you know what? Fine. I will accept this. Wait, do I have no MVPs on me? I ran out of MVPs in my inventory. Need to grab more from my storage. Never get burning again? That's fine. It's more like because I know I can get burning, I might as well look for it. Come to Kronos, never see burning maps? True. It's a privilege to have burning. But what is the point of giving this opportunity if you don't go look for burning? I actually don't really mind looking for burning on maps that actually do have it. Because especially if I go into a 10% map, knowing that I can just change channels a few times and go from 10 to 100 or 10 to 90, there's a significant EXP increase. But when I go to like the popular maps, when I was in TD6, like I didn't bother looking for 10% or 20%, I just copped it. Just cop it at 0. If somebody tells me there's burning in a map, I'll go, but otherwise I don't. You guys ever just get bored and you just look for burning? That's like the sign to train. It's like, sometimes I get bored, I might go look for burning, and if I happen to find it, then maybe I'll go grind. I was actually surprised to see that this map had 100% burning on some of them. I mean, it's not the most popular map or anything like that, but 100% burning just means that nobody's here. Might be a haste 2? You mean like soon? Or are you talking like in 2 months soon? Don't get my hopes up, man. During Crown? Ooh. I guess we'll have to see. I'm just glad that even when haste goes away tomorrow, we will still have access to a lot of 3x coupons. These are my lifeline right now. These 3x coupons have been great. When's the next haste? Yeah, that's what we were talking about. Apparently there was one in Crown or something. I don't know anything about it. This is the first time I've heard of it. I don't usually look ahead that much. I kind of just absorb what people are excited about from you guys, actually. When people tell me things, it's all secondhand knowledge. I need to pop a new black heart soon. Let's have a look. When does this actually expire? Expires today in a few hours. Okay. In like 7 hours. Need to make sure I pop another one. I guess I'll do it at boss reset. No need to rush. Boss is not too hard? Yeah. Limbo is very telegraphed as a boss. I think the first couple of runs for me were kind of fun. It's like a rhythm. But then I understand why people think that Limbo is a boring boss, because it is just a rhythm. Yeah. It's hard to say that, you know, Limbo is the most engaging boss. You do have to stay kind of focused in some parts, but it's mostly just watching the telegraphs and then dodging it accordingly. Not too bad. The easier the better, true. I will not complain about doing bosses that are easier. Alright, I have 15 fragments. Guess I'm going back to leveling up, I think, my green skill. Let me check. Apparently it's really windy outside. So loud. I'm just gonna leave my talisman at level 1. Also, I didn't realize that even though Kanna has like low-ish IED, like visual IED, didn't realize that it had so much IED on burst. I didn't realize that the burst skill gives you 30% IED. So maybe I don't really care about like the IED bonus from Golux as much. What's that class? Oh, this one? This is a Kanna. It's one of the Sengoku classes. Plays around with summons. And does pretty damn good damage. 10 days, Talha goes to 10? Crazy. Does the next area's symbol also give you Meso obtained and item drop rate? That's value. Another very expensive symbol to level up. How many 295 plus players are there in Heroic at the moment? Do we know? Like a rough ballpark? To 300. It's definitely smaller than I would have expected, actually. I guess the number will steadily go up anyway. I think the number it only feels low to me because I know that there's a bunch of random 295 plus characters in Hyperion. And Kronos has been around for a lot longer than that. It's a little surprising to see it being like that, but 921. Okay, see that was a number that I was more of expecting, you know. $200 to $300, I was like, that's definitely lower than I expected. 921. That does line up with what I felt. Hello, JH, and also thank you for the hydrate. $18 to $294, 1,400? Okay. Damn, 95 watch streak. Should I focus more now on link skills? I just started to prepare for the hyperburn. Are you talking about the Challenger World one? Or are you talking about the one we just got? For Challenger World. Yeah, I think it's okay to work on your link skills. Alternatively, you could also like use the current hyperburn to like do something with that. It's kind of hard to say because a lot of the stuff that you're gonna do now, it won't do much for your account until after you're done with Challenger World. Because I'm assuming you're gonna spend most of your time on your Challenger World character. The stuff you do in your current server, it obviously doesn't like carry over into the Challenger World for the time being. It's kind of hard to say. And also, after doing Challenger World, it kind of gives you, like, Links and Legion in its own way. Because after you get to, like, I forget which level it is, it gives you all these potions. Yeah. I don't know what I would do. If I had, like, a newish account, maybe I'll just, like, make some characters to play for fun in the time being. I wouldn't worry too much about Links and Legion, just knowing that you get it sort of for free for Challenger World. If I didn't have bad internet connection 120 days ago, it would have been at 300. What level's my Janus? It's just level 10. You think it's a stretch, say 30% of people are using service? I don't really know what to expect from it because I don't really pay attention to this sort of stuff. I do know that people using these sorts of services exist. Look, all I can really say is that Nexon, I don't know what their stance on it is. Maybe they care, maybe they don't care. I am like pretty impartial to like what people want to do with their money and their time, to be honest. I will say, like, people do what they want. And it's up to Nexon to enforce it. The fact that, like, it's to the point where people, like, so many people probably use these sorts of services. Yeah, it's kind of up to Nexon to decide whether or not they're going to step down, like stamp it out. I don't know how they'll do it, if they do. But there are a lot of blatantly obvious players who use these sorts of things, right? I think because for me, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about these sorts of things because the fun of the game for me is I reach these goals myself. I don't really understand the mindset to do this in a heroic server. Like, isn't the point like to do it yourself? Like, I get that, like, if you want to get into like later content, you don't have the time. I can understand the appeal of it. Like, let's say like you're actually interested in doing Baldrix and Jupiter, like the 295 boss, but you don't have the time or patience to get to that point. I understand the appeal. But otherwise, I feel like, isn't the whole point of this server to like kind of do it yourself? I don't know. But yeah, look, this sort of stuff, it's on Nexon. I don't have a very strong opinion on it. Maybe if you asked me a few years ago, I'd be a little bit more adamant on like, you know, the whole botting and servicing thing being a little bit... I would look a lot more negatively on it, but I don't know. Nexon hasn't really done much about it. It feels like they haven't done much about it. It really is a case of like, how do they even enforce it? Like, consistently. That's... For the more obvious ones, there are definitely players who can only get these EXP rates by being on the game 24 hours a day, and that is just like physically not possible, right? Like those you would expect Nexon to be able to like stamp out. But when it comes to, you know, people can log in and out of other locations. It's a bit harder. And I don't know if they want to... Well, it's kind of shown that they don't really care about it as much. It's not possible to get 295 in 1 year? No, no way. Not without having a lot more time. Because the levels are really just a time gate, right? For me though, I'm just gonna do my own thing. People can do their own thing. That's all it is. You do you, man. Actually, I do have like a slight opinion to something like this. Like, you can do what you want with your money, you can do whatever you want risking your account for these sorts of stuff. I'm not gonna partake in it, personally. As long as, like, it's not a case of somebody bragging about achievements that they didn't gain. You know what I mean? Look, hypothetically speaking, if somebody got to 295 and they didn't do it themselves, but they're just doing it because they want to participate in the bosses and that's what they find enjoyable, look, that's on them. Right, that's on them. But if that same person is like bragging about getting to 295 and getting like their gear to so and so level, their fragments, the hexer is done, that's a different story, you know. That's a different story. That's just shameless. Yeah, exactly, right? To each their own. But bragging about something you didn't really earn, that's yeah. Thompson's gonna hit 295 before the year mark. I think it's a little bit different in Thompson's case. He's kind of doing it full time, so then at least that's like the excuse, right? But I think for most players, they aren't playing MapleStory full time. Yeah. I think there are plenty of players that have done the hard work themselves to get to the like various points, right? We're not saying like everybody who's high level partakes in using these services. Yeah. It is, I do find it like it shouldn't be a case in this game that is like possible, because a big part of it is just like kind of getting to these achievements yourself. So I would like it personally to be not in the game, or like not even possible to be doing something like that, but that's on Nexon. There are heaps of people that are extremely blatant though. Those accounts, I'm a little surprised that Nexon hasn't really done anything about it. Like physically, certain level milestones is just not really possible with the amount of time you have in the day. Because there should be like an upper limit of like when Nexon starts looking into like how many hours this person is actually grinding per day. I feel like it shouldn't be that hard to like just manually hard code the amount of EXP to flag an account, you know what I mean? Like if an account at level 270 is doing like 18T in one day, like that shouldn't really be possible, right? Like physically the amount of hours to even reach that point is like way too high. I'm sure there's like some hard limits that you just can't really do. Because if you mathematically are getting more EXP than what you can normally grind in 16 hours, then it's like, you know, it should flag your account. How long do I play per day? I probably play anywhere between 3 and 4 hours a day at most. In terms of grinding, I definitely don't usually grind that many hours. I usually just do some weeklies, grind a little bit, you know, spend my money, just mucking around on the account, right? In terms of grinding, unless I've done everything, in which case right now I have, I usually don't grind that much. Just needed to play the minigames again, was able to claim the vouchers. Yeah, I just did it just now. Because it's like a cumulative number. feeling the fruits of your labor. I also understand that from the perspective of like a lot of players, they like to get to the endgame content as soon as possible. That I also understand. A lot of MMOs do have like, they give players the ability to just like account boost like inside the game to be able to access that content. Waiting for the showcase, yeah, it's in progress still. It's like, I haven't really played that many other MMOs, but I did play Guild Wars. And I know when the raids were released, they made it much easier to get access to an account boost that just like maxed your level. You didn't get any of like the stuff in between, like some skill points and, you know, unlocking the areas, but you got to level 80. And in theory, that allowed you to quickly speedrun the minimum requirements to get into raids. That I understand. And MapleStory has kind of like gone down that track with a Hyperbird in a way. But that's only up to a certain point, right? It won't get you to level 290 to do Baldrix, for example. Other games might be a bit different. But I think for a game like MapleStory, it makes sense that you can't go that far because a big part of the game is the actual grind itself, right? Oh, give me that rune. Well, thank you for the hydrate and the posture check. What do you say about Legion Champions? All 22 or 21 waiting for pitch? I would probably, for my Legion Champs, get everything to 21 first and see how far and how fast it does certain bosses. Because 21, full 21 star is like pretty achievable for a Legion Champ. You're not going to be doing a crazy amount of, let's say, Golix. I think 21 star Golix gear is like pretty attainable. You're doing a decent amount of slime and Lu Will to get Twilight Marks in 21 and slime rings. Daybreak might be a bit hard, just because that item's kind of rare. But you can get everything to 21 star, and at that point, if you push, like normally grind a character up to 2A at that point, I think genuinely most players would be able to like solo end Carls without too much extra difficulty. And also a lot of dailies. The dailies help a lot too. I don't think you need any 22s per se to do end Carl solo. As an upper limit. Same thing with Seren, of course. You don't need 22s for that either. It's just a matter of like, can you be bothered? A lot of the damage comes from your Hexa. So, full 21, more Hexa, more levels, more symbols. Yeah, and you kind of get there eventually. I genuinely think that 22s for mules is a luxury. You either, if you're going for 22 on mules, you either are swimming in arcane boxes and you have no idea what to do with it, which is definitely the case for me at the moment. Like, all my characters are 21 stars. All these arcane boxes don't do anything for me at the moment. So I can just like give characters 22 stars for fun. Or you have pitch and you're just feeling like gambling. That one, little less interested. I do regret blowing up a bunch of my pitch over the last couple of years, but it is what it is. My Legion champs, though, are definitely overgeared for the content they're doing. But that's because I just had the resources that I wasn't doing anything. You're not farming with them? If you're not farming with them, it's kind of hard to say because fragments add a lot of damage. I don't know what the scaling is for characters that you just use free EXP to get to, say, 275. If you get to 275 and all you did was dailies and Monster Park, your fragments will be low, and even at full 21, I wouldn't say H Seren is exactly that easy. I will say one of the main reasons why my mules are able to do like H Seren and N casts is because I actually grinded on them. Don't regret gamble is fun. Nah, I'm regretting not keeping at least one spare and using the item at 18. I don't regret blowing up the items necessarily, but I kind of do regret not keeping at least one spare that isn't a trace. Because a lot of my characters can just use 18 star pitch and it would be usable. So, no regrets actually like tapping and going for gains. I do regret not settling on certain stars just so that I could use it. Like for example, my Corsair, I'm pretty sure I boomed it 18 to 19 like pretty quickly on the belt. But if I had an 18-star belt right now on my Corsair, I could use it and it'd be a gain. So that part I'm a little bit sad about. That part I'm a little sad. But otherwise, yeah, it is what it is. 22 change will be the biggest game for mules. Yeah, we'll have to see what it is. I'm hoping that it's just like straight up a really big meso cost. So then it's like for people who have mains, you'll be able to like pick and choose what you want at 22. That'd be kind of cool. But it doesn't stop people from being able to do that for their mules as well. I wonder how they're going to scale it too. Because they said that they want to guarantee a way to get to 22, but is there also going to be a way to guarantee 21 and like 20 and 19? Like how are they going to implement it? We'll just have to wait and see. Just wait and see. Make more before Legion Champion push? Yeah, I mean, there's no rush for Legion Champs anyway. It's such a slow system. You can take your time with it. The best part about the Legion Champion system is that it's free. In the sense that you don't have to... Free in the sense that it's not like RNG necessarily. Like, you can kind of slowly make your way there. In terms of your main, it is gains that like you can kind of consistently get. It's definitely a system you can brute force. TC is only from X-Lotus? Yeah, it's only from X-Lotus. Every week, Baron, just praying that when you clear X-Lotus, you see the shiny box break. That's me right now, too. I did actually get a drop this week. I'm pretty happy with that. Let me have a quick look. This week was a pretty good pitch week for me. I got an emblem from X-Seren, Zerk from X-Lotus, Heart from X-Lotus. What else? We got a Dreamy Belt on my Xenon. That was a really nice drop. Got a Zerk on my hero and a book as well. Crazy stuff. What a great week. How many is that? Technically 6 drops. Which character got the emblem? My Corsair. My Corsair is done with the emblem. Thank you, Big Blue House, for taking me on the X-Seren run. Now I can stop mooching their money. That X-Seren run actually gives hella money, so like me leaving gives everybody like 200 mil. So the Mesos took a hit? No, nah, I spent my money in a different way. That emblem wasn't even that expensive. I spent like maybe 5 bill on the emblem to get a 2-line attack. That's good enough. I spent my money in much dumber ways. Back to work. Alright, see you, Baron. Thanks for dropping by, dude. Okay. After I do Monster Park and use the advanced coupons, I'll basically be at like 85%. Can I do 15%? I don't know about that one. I probably make like 3% an hour at most, right? I mean, how long have I been here? Half an hour. Not even 1%. It's like 0.8. So I make at most 1.6. No procs is rough. It's much slower. I'm also running out of like the Legion luck and drop coupons. I don't want to go back to my 20s. I don't want to use 20-minute coupons. What are you guys working on right now? Still doing weeklies? You guys just chilling? Need to start disenchanting some more other cards too. Alright. Actually a decent amount of EXP gain today. I think I maybe gained 10%. I got lucky with that that diamond chest. That diamond chest was very welcome. Make it Night Lord? Sorry, 50 mil or Kanna? This is why you're waiting for it? That's fair. Well, I'm hoping to finish it, like, get all the scripting and editing done, hopefully by the end of the week. It's a lot longer of a video than I was kind of anticipating, but that's okay. I'll do a small showcase and then I'll probably do it more in depth on each individual character. We'll see. The suggestion to split up my characters was a really good one because it was a lot of characters to go through. Oh, reinforced earring, nice. No Dom pendant. Alright. Could do my monster park. Maybe I'll do that later. And I think, let me just double check. Have I done all of my weeklies? I think I only have like a couple of E-adversaries left. I don't really want to do that. I'm so sick of doing E-adversary and E-Carlos on the weaker characters. I know it's a lot of money, but it's not fun. Too much effort. Right, how far am I from my Eternals? Basically 3 each. 4 for this one. So, how much do I need again? I need 10, right? For 1 Eternal. Like 10 of the normal cookies. These are both half. So it's technically like 2.5 and 3. So in 2 months or so, it'll be 3 set. And hopefully that'll give me a decent amount of damage. Yeah. Is anything here? Let's grab these. I hate that we have to like type this out every single time. Like I get that they want to cover themselves and not have, you know, people messaging support being like, I claimed the wrong thing. Kind of have to go out of your way to click it, right? But man, all that effort for 6 symbols? Come on, man. Okay, let's see what we get here. Any shinies? Nope, not today. Do you guys open your boxes every day? I find myself just opening every day. Should I use these solid cubes on? Get to 100? Oh. The titles. I'm gonna claim these now. Because otherwise I think I'll forget. All these CRA chairs taking up my inventory. That's all claimed. Have I participated? Yep. Oh, this gives you a Transcendent pot at the end. That's good. Alright, have I checked in this? Alright, yeah, I actually have finished all the stuff for this week. That's good. Am I supposed to claim it now then? I guess technically I could wait a little bit longer, but I might forget. So I'm just going to claim this now. Yeah, well, it actually gives you hella. And I can use it for the time being, right? Does this go into my combat power? Oh my god, it does. That's so funny. 370 mil? Definitely not inflated. Nope. I need to save the damage skin as well, right? Is that how it works? Damage skins. I'm always like confused where they saved all these things. Do you guys like this damage skin? Maybe I'll use it for a little bit. For fun. Ooh. Okay, after using it for like about 10 seconds, I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know if I like it. Give you 18 mil combat power? Nice. Party quest damage skin is way better? 100% agree. It's my favorite damage skin. Probably the unit version of the party quest damage skin. I only have one of those on my account. So it's on my Cannon Master right now. I'm very tempted to extract it and give it to this character. I also don't mind the basic damage skin. I'm just going to use back this one. It's a little bit less in my face. Yeah, I do have a spare unit damage skin in my storage. I'm really tempted to give it to this character, but yeah, we'll see. Is there a way to turn off the action effect? I have no idea. Is that why it was so like flashy? Yeah, that's the first time I've used a one with like an action damage skin. Has a lightning effect, I see. Well, to each their own. I think I prefer just like the simpler damage skins. I'm okay using this. Again, I have a spare here for the unit one. Kinda want to give it to the Kanna. Yeah, maybe I'll put it onto Kanna. Sometimes the OG is the best. Wish they gave more of those out. Still, to this day, regret not doing more when I had the chance. Should have done those mini games. But now that they put it onto like the MVP rewards, I don't think we'll get them again. Oh. Oh my god, what have I done? Yeah, some damage skins are nice. But I think a lot of the times it's too much for me. I'm a simple guy. Much prefer the simple looking damage skins. What are your guys' favorite damage skins? For me, it's definitely just basic unit or party quest unit. In terms of ones that I don't have, I do actually like the Star Planet unit as well. But I think that one was only from that raffle event. Closest thing to invisible. I do actually have the invisible damage skin as well, but I don't use it because I need the feedback. I need to see if I'm hitting the boss. Damage zone play is meaningless. Yeah, but part of the fun of playing Maple was to see the big damage lines though. I'm waiting for when my Kanna can hit 100 bill lines. I've only hit 100 bill lines on one character, and that was my Cannon Master. There are definitely some nice other skins though. I remember being pretty fond of the Adele unit, the Adele damage skin. That was on. I remember getting one on the release of the class, and I put it on my Lumi. I remember liking it. I don't remember getting the one for Sia. I don't think I made a Sia even on its release event. It would have been cool if they made like the unit version a setting. I remember one of the first times that we got a basic unit damage skin. I think they you could only get it from like doing the Fairy Bros thing. It was like a really long daily check-in, and then you got that from that. And I remember showcasing it on stream many years ago, and that was a question that almost every single person asked me. It's like, how did you get that? I'll never forget when they released it. So many people wanted it. They really should have just released it as a setting instead of as a separate damage skin, but I don't know what the limitations are for that. For familiar, should I try tier up to unique? I think so. I think so. Especially if you're going to be staying in one map for a long time. If you're going to be moving around a lot, maybe it's okay to spam epic. I'm thinking like if you are grinding in like pre-260 maps, I wouldn't bother going for uniques because you won't have enough cards to get them to unique. Might as well just make a bunch of epics. But once you reach Cernium and onwards, you actually stay in the maps a little bit longer. Going for uniques is probably ideal. Because at the end of the day, you want to get 40% boss damage and 110 item drop boost. I think a Pinot secondary will carry through your Kanna. You don't plan on Starforcing or cubing it? Well, to be fair, the Pinot one you still have to Starforce and cube anyway, right? Because the Pinot one, I'm pretty sure... I mean, I can check for you. I'm pretty sure you can Starforce it. Yeah, this one's also Starforceable. So I guess you might as well just get the secondary, and if you happen to get one, it's way cheaper. It is way cheaper, but at the same time you lose out on the extra potential tier. And also the Starforcing is a higher tier as well because it's a higher level. I don't think there's anything wrong with, well, if you're in Challenger World, if you get a weapon box, it doesn't do anything for you in most cases, I think. Because realistically, you're going to be aiming for the Liberation weapon, right? So getting an arcane weapon from a weapon box, I don't think it'll be that much better than your item burning. So in that aspect, you might as well grab the secondary, and then, you know, use that. I mean, you can just leave it at 18 star or 17 star. You don't have to push it to like 21, 22, you know. It doesn't have to be 21, 22 to be best in slot. It's still good at 18. You can definitely save by not using it, but on the off chance that you get a drop, I feel like you might as well just use it. It will give you more damage for sure. Yeah, I mean, actually, for like the sake of like finding out, we can compare the base stats for it, right? Because even just the base stats for this is pretty high. Let me see if I have a clean one. Yeah. 60 all stat and 175 attack. Compare that to the Pinot one. 100. Yeah, it's like 100 extra damage. 100 more attack, just attack clean. You know, I just had a glance. I'd even say like an 18 star Pinot secondary might even still lose to a clean arcane one. $175 attack is crazy. What the heck? Look at this base item. What am I looking at? 60 in 175 attack. Crazy work. Deciding we're gonna wake up and do Pinot. I guess maybe you don't have to worry about doing Pinot specifically for the secondary. I mean, you definitely just use it while you have it, right? Like, you just use what you got, but I mean, still probably an incentive to do it just for the Copium KT. I'm definitely not waking up like early for any of these sorts of things. I have zero faith when it comes to doing day zero stuff. I don't bother with day zero. Whenever there's a new update, I will just assume that pre-reset stuff might as well not exist. Because for me, I don't like worrying about optimizing this sort of stuff. Challenge War 2 got weapon box and decent flame. It was better, but this iron burn might be different. Yeah, I think that's a valid thing. Like, a arcane weapon at 17 star actually is like significantly better than an Abso weapon. I forget what exactly the equivalence was, but I wouldn't be surprised if a 22 Abso or 21 Abso is still worse than a 17 star arcane weapon. Would not be surprised. It's just more of a case that if you're playing Kanna, you might as well pick the secondary. How many secondaries are there for Kanna? As far as I know, as many as there are weapons. I think for every kind of weapon, you can get a Kanna secondary. And then you add on top of that the Pinot one. Realistically though, the only secondary that you should care about while playing Kanna is the arcane one. Realistically. Just because, yeah, the base stats are so much higher, the potential tier is higher. It's your best in slot. And it really isn't that much. It's really not that expensive to safeguard to 17. Maybe to 18 it can be pretty pricey, but I think getting to 17 is pretty affordable. Assuming you don't like, don't get too unlucky going from 15 to 16 and 16 to 17. Can still get unlucky, and definitely a possibility, but I think it's affordable. And even if it is kind of pricey, it's worth the money. It's whether you get it or not. Yeah. If you don't get it, there's nothing wrong with using whatever they give you or using the Pinot one. Like, you just use whatever you got, right? I think that's the case for everybody. Nothing wrong with that. But I wouldn't, like, overly invest in it, if that makes sense. It's kind of like, for mages and warriors, you know how a lot of them like to use shield? Actually, I don't think warriors do anymore. Mages do. if you were playing a mage, you wouldn't fuss too much about the Pinot secondary in the same way, because eventually you want to be able to like get your actual shield and then Starforce and then cube that, right? Shadower? Yeah, that's right. I remember warriors used to use one-handed weapons, so you needed the shield, but I think they all use two-handed at the moment. Yeah, similar situation there. Like, you use what you got. You can even just use the frozen one, honestly. But then if you're strapped for damage, there's nothing wrong with using the Pinot one. The Asher shield looks cool. I haven't looked into like what they even look like. I need to think about what to have for dinner tonight as well. Just a random thought. Gonna do a big grocery shop today. Figure out the food for the rest of the week. Steak? Cooking stream? Nah, that's not happening. Get 3 teraburns? I think so. I think in the previous one we got a few teraburns. So I wonder if they'll give us something similar. If we get extra teraburns for our Challenger world, you know what time it is. It's time to make some Kannas. What started off as low-key a joke probably is not that terrible of an idea if you're actually down to put the effort into it. Four-bill Meso? Yeah. You don't even need to go as far as to go to Enlomin either. You know, honestly, if you did get spare Abso boxes, this is pretty good. It wouldn't be a far stretch to say that people will solo C10ing within the first week, right? Especially if we have rental gear. So if we get like spare Abso boxes and stuff like that, that goes straight into the like these bonus mules. And then you can rent the raw 4 on these mules. I know it's like a small cost and whatnot, but you pay 100 mil to make what, 800, 900? It's not bad. Even more if you get to Lomian, but Lomian is a bit pricey to get to Lomian with very limited funding. Also, it depends on like the nodestone situation. I think if you like skimp out on maxing out certain things on your main, you could probably spare a few nodes here and there. There's definitely like a way to make the most out of some of your resources. And then you can make some more boss mules for fun. But genuinely speaking, I think if you can spare 200 nodes and chuck that on a random level 200 character and do the node spread strat, you just get like 6 nodes of your main skills, all at level 5 or level 3 or whatever it is. You know, it'll get you a long way. You'll go far with that. It'll be a bit annoying too if you don't have pets on those characters. That's also going to be kind of an issue. Because not having decent sharp eyes, decent combat orders does take away a little bit. Some classes also need their booster. Kanna definitely needs its booster, so if you want to do that. It's hard to optimize, but it's kind of funny. Just conceptually, it's funny. You can skill sequence decent. Oh yeah, true. It's just like the concept of it is like, Where do we draw the line for optimizing these CRA mules? Where do we draw the line? How far do we push them before we say it's too much? It probably is worthwhile just for the money, because Meso is going to be, you know, a very limited resource in Challenger World. Challenger World 2 was also the same. Like, outside of doing your weeklies, you weren't making money. Like, grinding is good and all, but you don't have, oftentimes, all the gear you need to farm efficiently. Like, if you make drop gear, you can do that. It's not cheap to do that. But you could. Won't be as valuable. It's valuable for those who want to grind on it. I think that's where I spent most of my early stage meso, was just making hybrids for my Ren. Cause yeah, I just rented my gear every week. But I think the money is still worthwhile if you're gonna grind. You need that extra money. And then also your WSE. It just depends on how far you want to like get extra damage outside of the rental stuff. Because the item burn will carry you for a very long time. The rentals will carry you for a long time. So technically speaking, you don't need to pay for anything for your damage gear outside of like paying that rental. I would still probably make my own damage gear just because, you know, it would just feel good not like losing a bit of money every week. And eventually you want to make your own damage gear anyway. I think if you were adamant on making hybrids, those extra mules will be nice. Yeah, I'm not talking about the item burn, I'm talking about more of the accessories. The accessories are kind of goofy. I had the same opinion when we had the item burns last time. It's a bit funny that, like, because of how good the rentals are, it does feel pretty bad to make your own damage accessories. Because it's so much cheaper just to rent them. But at the same time, you still need to make your own damage gear at some point because, you know, you can't be relying on the rental gear the whole time. It's just a bit funny, like, thinking about that. But yeah, again, I don't think there's a right or wrong way to approach this. You can't just do what you want anyway. There's definitely, like, cheaper ways to go about getting damage, don't get me wrong, but it's really up to you how you want to play. I think for my mentality, I like to make my own gear. And whether or not it's better than the rental gear is a different question. It does take a while for the rental gear to be surpassed in comparison to making your own gear, but I just prefer having my own gear. It's not about stressing out, it's just, that's the fun of the game for me. Like, otherwise I'm just farming EXP and farming frags in Challenger World. Like, if I'm not spending my money doing that sort of stuff, then I'm just there farming. Some reason to tap and cube? Yeah, exactly. That genuinely is, like, the reason. Like, otherwise I'm just farming EXP and farming fragments. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but come on, you can't tell me that, like, not partaking in, you know, part of the game that makes it fun. You're not gonna, like, just do nothing, right, with your money. You got a reason to cube now? Alright, mate. Where do you want these 100 cubes? All the money that I farmed in the last couple of hours is immediately eaten. Go big or go home on the secondary? Alright. You know, the worst thing about one person claiming the 100 bright cubes is that if somebody else happens to have the same amount of points as well, That happened last time where 3 or 4 people claimed it at the same time. I just lost like 10 bill in one sitting. 25 secondary? No, no, no. This is a cubing Gibson. Calm down, man. We're not tapping anything. Did you not see what happened? Last time I tapped my secondary, I lost the star and 60 bill. We're not doing that again. Not today, at least. I'll wait for Shining, at least. Fail stacked on Shine to hit on the pot today. True. How many cubes is it? 100. Winnable, winnable. Are you making a kind of your new main? It is my new main. Yes, sir. I've been pretty actively playing the character. I've enjoyed it. It's lucky. What is there to complain about? I always like to say the best way to play MapleStory is the one that you enjoy, and the one that I enjoy is whichever one's the luckiest. And the Kanna's been pretty damn lucky recently. Of course though, when it comes to luck, all these sorts of things kind of plateau at some point, so we'll see what happens. At some point, you run out of things to get lucky on. That's kind of the case on my C10 mules. I still can't believe that so many of my characters that I play, they just have like random 22 pitch. But yeah, this character is still on the newer side, so I'm not that fussed about it being lucky. Or like getting that many gains. It has a lot of catching up to do, I think. Well, I gotta get to 285 first, that's for certain. Thanks in advance, you're claiming the fail stack. You know, no, actually, Pekko already took the fail stack. He 23 to secondary. He was there when I was, like, spending my money. He did actually yoink it and then go 23 on his secondary. What a bastard. Should have been me. Is he online, actually? Oh, he is, but not on the right character. Man, it's gonna be a while until we get another one of those Hexa stat events. It's taking the fail stack? Nah, I'm happy for him, man. I'm happy for him. I'm always happy when people hit. Even at my, like, supposed loss. Because the good karma always comes around. Because I'm happy for him hitting, I will hit. That's how it works. If I'm always happy for other people, I will always hit. You're happy for me to hit? 3-line attack? Alright, mate, calm down. Yeah, speaking of 3-line attack, I'm really happy that my weapon hit 3-line attack so early. I feel like I didn't really spend that much on my weapon to hit that 3-line attack. So my Kanna has gotten pretty lucky for both the emblem and the weapon. My secondary, surely today, right? 3-line magic attack today? Accidentally? This is where the fail stack is. Using advanced vouchers on the Kanna, yeah. All the advanced vouchers I've been putting on this character. Because I want to try to get to 285 as soon as possible. And also the faster I level up as well, the faster I'll be able to X-Load a solo. Which I might consider doing. It frees up another character that I can take with a different party if I can solo. But then again, that does involve me soloing X-Lotus. I don't know if I have the... I don't know if I can be bothered doing that. Good luck with fams as well. Yeah, my fams are done. Well, I don't care to do hybrids right now. I might consider doing hybrids on this character once we get the changes to the fams, where they'll be a bit faster to do. So I'm waiting for that update. But until then, I'm just using all my cards for EXP. I'm too lazy to swap them in and out. So X-Lotus not bad. It's not that it's bad or not, it's more like I can't be bothered doing bosses for more than 25 minutes. Like just in general. Especially party bosses as well, because then you have to schedule it. And then it's 30 minutes of like being in a boss, and there's nothing you can do to speed it up because it's a party boss. Solo bossing, at least it slowly gets faster, so I don't mind it that much, but it's still 25 minutes. I think I'd rather just whap. I'd rather just go farm and then do a 12-minute duo. Does Spark of Determination have any use? Not anymore. Those are you're talking about the things that used to be for keys, right? If you're talking about those, they don't have a use anymore. Legacy content. But yeah, my Kanna is 120 boss. It's got 120 boss, 110 item drop. Cannot complain. Right now, according to my scouter, I can't even solo, but it's close. I think I'm at like 90-something% on scouter. So yeah, pretty close to being able to solo. Literally just gated by my levels. Kannas can solo at 80. If it actually can, then I could probably do it now then. Doesn't know how it works? Who knows? Scouter is just magic to me. Alright, here's the 100 cubes. Here's the redeem. Alright. All the money that I spent, all the money that I farmed over the last couple of hours spent right here. How much money did I even have to start off with today? I think I'm still up. I started at 38, I'm up at 44. Okay. Still up. Oh, I probably should change to my damage gear. I want to see what the increase is if I hit. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if it went down. Because boss damage stuff. Definitely a combat power loss. Yeah, it could be. It might be a gain if I hit... Oh, if I hit double prime. Yep. It'll be up because it's a double prime. Exactly. See, that's the positivity I need. You know, the thing is about this is I don't even think I'll even see 2 lines of magic attack, let alone hitting 3 line. So with 0 lines, it's minus 50. With 1 line, oh, every 13 is about 20 mil combat power. So if I do hit double prime, I might go up. Daily 100s. So it looks like a 10% gives me like 18, roughly. So actually, 18, 18, 20. I think it might actually still be a combat power gain if I happen to hit 3 lines of magic attack. I have no faith in this happening though. I'm sorry, the secondary is just so difficult. Too much garbage. Too many garbage. Although there is a non-zero chance that I hit 13, 10, 40. Ooh. I also wouldn't mind it if it said 13, 10, 30. Just so then it changes the order of these lines, because I don't like the way that it's a sandwich. Alright, last 10. It's not looking too good, guys. It's not looking too good. Last cube. Nope. I appreciate the try though. Alright. It's all good. It's all good. It's okay, we can try another time. We can try another time. I think across my entire account, I've only ever seen 3 lines of attack once. And that wasn't even on purpose. Claim the foul stack and cube your weapon. Nice. Isn't your weapon already 3 line? Isn't it already double prime actually? This guy talking like he needs more luck. You don't need it. It's 13, 40, 10. That's not bad. Alright. Pretty good EXP gains though. What am I at? 83. Okay, is there anything else I need to get done today? Can you do a quick burst? You're so curious? We can do a quick burst. How much damage do I need to do to X Lotus for it to actually clear? Where's Lotus? Oh. Like, what's the pacing? There was like a magic number. I forget what the number was. It's like 2130 or something. I don't know what is good or bad damage, to be honest. I no longer do damage, boys. It's over. Pack it up. Don't mind me being in Annihilation. This is a common occurrence for me. You ever watch me do X Lotus, you will find that I will be always in Annihilation mode, without fail. Do I have them all on? I should. I think I do, at least. Yeah, I'm mostly just losing out on some damage because of my level. It's mostly a level thing, I think. Also don't have a raw 4. I think a raw 4 would be very good here for me. Can someone like get the bosses to drop me a raw 4 or something? I'm kind of sick of using this weapon jump. I got one single puny weapon jump. That's all I got going for me. Technically I have a toiling 4 as well, but probably should ring swap. I think at a glance it's probably not that clearable. Right. If I need to be out by 4 burst, don't I need to already be at 50% here? I mean, I'm not fussed about clearing at the moment anyway. I'm 280. Like, I think it'd be strange if I could clear now. Oh, the shield came up. I wasn't paying attention. Yeah, it's mostly levels anyway. And also I have Shining coming up. Shining will give me a lot of damage. Because I will go from, what, 5 set to 8 set? Hopefully. Assuming I don't like burst into the shield again, I should be actually out in 2 burst. Right? I think my origin did like a little over 20. Pending resets. Yep, pending resets. Burn 7 bill out of solidarity. Was it worth it? Was it worth it? Did you enjoy yourself? Did you have fun spending your money? So the shield becomes before burst? Yeah. I think that's what I'll have to do for this next burst. In theory. No, the shield came late. You know, if I actually bothered to ring swap on my totaling, maybe it was actually doable. Like in terms of like the min cut timing. Because that tiny sliver left is just me ring swapping. Because I do have a totaling ring on me. I just haven't really been ring swapping. Yeah. So yeah, this is definitely clearable if I bothered to ring swap. Yeah, I'm on the cusp, but at the same time, I didn't use my totaling. No VIP. Yeah, I didn't have like the full buffs up as well. True. Like what would I be missing? It's mostly VIP, right? Once I get a Raw. I don't even know if Raw 3 is better than Weapon Jump 4. I'd assume it is. But Kanna's weapon attack is like kind of high, right? How close is it, I wonder? It is? What's the combat power? It's like 370 with my fams out. Oops. Yeah, 370. What a class. It is by far? Damn. Oh, I just need to hope that I get a Raw then. Just need a Raw. I don't think I've ever done the champion buff thing. The adversary? I do normal adversary. I just haven't seen the drop. I just haven't seen the drop yet. It's crazy to me that this character is going to be 8 set pitch before it sees a Raw 4. Or even just a Raw in general. Not asking for much. Just want a nice ring. I was saying, like, if Tower of Oz actually still gave a chance at Raw, I would actually do that content. Like, I could farm, but because I want that Raw so much, I really like it. Carl's Carling. Yeah, I'm doing, N Carlos, N Carling. I would like to do C Carlos, but I don't have a consistent party. And I don't really want to be part of a 6-man schedule, to be honest. So I'm waiting for my friend to be comfortable clearing C Carlos as a solo, and then I'll tag along. Yep. Yeah, I run X Lotus, N Carlos, N Carling, N Adversary. 0 ring boxes this week. It's pain. 0 ring boxes. Last week I got a ring box from Hard Seren, Ultimatum 3. Yep. El Clasico. Yeah, I'm guaranteed a Raw and Crown, you're right. Just rent it. But then that also means I have to do all my bosses in one day, which is not ideal, I'd say. Sometimes I don't have all my bosses all in one day. Or even 2 days, yeah. Like, even with the extended time, sometimes I'll like to do my bosses on, like, the reset. And then I don't do my party bosses until, like, the weekend, right? That's the downside for me. Like, minor problem, but I like to run my bosses, especially my boss meals that are fast. I like to do on day 1. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Good to know I can solo X Lotus in theory. At level 280, that is kind of crazy, actually. What a class. You want to give a secondary in solidarity? Secondary cubing is so sad, man. There's so much crap in it. What converted is it? Let me have a quick look. I have the number up on my other monitor. Oh, well, I have to refresh it. Give me a second. So I thought my character was 78, but that's because I didn't change raw to 0. With what I have, I'm 75. So the raw 4 gives me like 3k converted by itself, according to Scouter at least. So yeah, 75k converted. But then the boss itself, let me click it through. I realize that's just what it says, but that doesn't mean that it's the boss's one, right? Because it's different with the penalties and stuff. Let me find out for you. On X Lotus, it is 66k. That is really low. that was 66k. That is crazy. So how much FD am I losing? Let me highlight over it. It tells you, right? So I'm losing at least 12% FD. Just from the levels itself. That's crazy. What a class. Just need to get some levels. That's all it is. Levels and a raw 4, please. Oh, and then in a few, like a month and a half time, I'll get Eternals as well. That'll be a nice gain. And swap out my CRAs. Actually a pretty big gain, right? Because my CRA is only 21 star. Swapping 21 star into 18 Eternals is pretty big. But yeah, even though I can like solo the boss theoretically, I don't think I would. One, because if it's like that close, and I actually have to pay attention, I don't think I'm clearing. But two, there's a lot of buffs I have to go get. A lot of buffs I don't know if I can be bothered getting. Look, I'm the kind of guy, I pop serums, I pop G skills, and that's it. That's all I want. Did I play the old Kanna as well? I did. I played Kanna up to level 265 on the pre-rework. Like, this is when Kishin was still a thing. And I actually really liked the class. The only thing I didn't like was the Tengu weaving. The Tengu weaving was actually like, I didn't like how many buttons I had to press. And I think for like a small amount of time, you had to do like exo weaving as well. That was a lot of inputs. So that put me off playing Kanna for quite a bit. Did I claim the haste title? Yeah, I did. Oh, actually my Hexa should be... My converted should be higher because I didn't take into account the haste title. I didn't update it. So it's probably higher than 66. I don't know how much FD it is, but like, it's whatever the title gives. An extra 30% boss damage, some more IED. I'm gonna quickly have a look. If I do, let's see, I think this is boss damage. 30% here, 30% here. And if I enable this, how much? Okay, it's like 1k. 1k extra Hexa at most. It's okay. 2 more days I can cope on ring boxes again, please. I want to run my N-Chaos run, get a Raw 4, get a Grindstone, get a Raw 5. Yep. That's what I want to see. Alright, nice. That's pretty much everything. And now it's just back to farming EXP. Oh, I'm really looking forward to Shining though. Every time I look at my inventory I get excited. I wanna wear these items, but I can't just yet. I need to get a source or a belt drop. Either one of those, then I can high roll the pitch potential of this character. Because I can only claim 1. Either that or I get lucky on the Mystic Frontier. Mystic Frontier would be nice. Get a random box, open the box, get a belt. W. Look, I haven't seen any pitch related rewards yet from the Mystic Frontier. It's only a matter of time. Will I hit Grindstone first or Raw 4 first? You know, actually, yesterday, I did get a Raw 4 on my Xenon, and then I got a Grindstone on my Cannon Master. So, if you think about it like that, kind of hit the Raw 4 first, in that order. On my Kanna, imagine though. You hit 13, 10, 40? Nice. Congrats. That's a nice gain. I just want mine to not be in this configuration. Why is it a sandwich? It's so gross. This is the worst configuration. Well, I have... Oh. Well, thank you for claiming another 100 bright cubes. Great. Now that's just minus 2 bill. Alright, where do you want it? Where do we see these cubes? Your choice. You know what? I shouldn't have claimed it on the Kanna, because maybe you didn't want it on the Kanna. You forgot. Give you top 3 items. Honestly, probably the secondary. Or I could try to like fix some pots, or make some hybrids from my damage gear. I'll transfer later, but probably. You want the eye patch? All right. There's the eye patch. There's also the Zerk. Eye patch is a bit of fun. More likely to hit the perfect 3-line on this than I am the secondary anyway. Oh, 3-line decks. Give him a 13, 10, 13 sandwich. I do have one of those on my Corsair. Like a double prime 13, 10, 13. I'm not going to complain about hitting double prime, but I will complain about the configuration. 10, 13, 10. That was also pretty gross, actually. Not complaining, but would be a little upset. I do wonder, will triple 10 all stat be better than what I have? Actually, no, it would be, right? Because it adds up to the same amount of stat, except it's all stat. Oh, what is this hybrid? I need the hybrid on another item later. No, goodbye my money. At least I'm still up. I'm still up from where I started today. Now let the record show that I didn't choose to do this. This was a Twitch claim. Yup. Come on, 13, 10, 10. Int, int, int. The chance of triple prime drop? You're dreaming, mate. Dreaming. So you can't do pitch piece? Perhaps. Alright, last 20 or so cubes. Let's see what we get. We've been close a few times. Come on, clean 3 line. Here we come. Give us a 13, 13, 7. It's over, boys. All good. At least it was fun. I saw some stuff. That's the thing about the secondary as well. Because there's so much garbage lines, it doesn't even feel like it doesn't feel interesting to look at. You see some kind of chill lines otherwise. Alright. I think though, that might be it for today, because otherwise I'm just gonna keep grinding. But I can feel my eyes kind of dying a bit. But yeah, appreciate you guys for hanging out today. Did some decent grinding. Did the rest of my boss mules. I got the damage test out on X-Lotus. Pretty interesting to find out I can solo it. Don't think I will, but it's kind of neat to know that I can. I'm not just a complete leech. But yeah, I'll probably stream again around reset. Might try to push my EXP a little bit more. Honestly, I don't really know what to do tomorrow. Maybe I just take tomorrow, like, oops. Maybe I just take tomorrow easy and not do too much. Maybe I won't even play Maple or something. I'll do my dailies and do something else, possibly. Because otherwise I'm just literally just grinding EXP. And I feel a little bit less good about grinding EXP off of haste. Speaking of which, make sure you guys claim your haste stuff that's running out today. Same with your Rock Spirit event if you haven't claimed them already. And yeah, I'll see you guys again tomorrow. Hopefully you guys will be there. Alright. Take care, guys. Good luck on your drops. See you again.